You know? My name is James Joseph, and I'm going to give you a very brief overview of Sahaj Marg system of Raja Yoga meditation. How many of you practice meditation here? It's a fairly good number. Anybody who practices meditation there? Very good. Well, we had a wonderful talk by the gentleman from Brahma Kumaris, he's not here, on the theory and the philosophy of Raja Yoga. What I'm going to do is to talk to you on the practical aspects of meditation on a personal basis, as I have experienced the practice of meditation. I have been meditating for about 23 years now. The practice of Sahaj Marg system of meditation. And I am going to talk to you from my own experiences of having done this meditation and taught this meditation to other people. But giving you a little background, I come from Michigan. And I think Michigan is a sister state of Florida because in winter time, half of Michigan comes to Florida. Anyway, so we are kind of linked together, sister states. I was born and brought up in the southern part of India called Kerala, which is supposed to be called God's own country, mostly for its beauty. But it occurred to me probably because Kerala has a tradition, rich tradition of three major religious groups living together in harmony: the Christians, the Hindus, and the Muslims. Kerala boasts of the oldest tradition of Christian community in the world. We'll talk about that offline if any of you are interested. My first exposure to Raja Yoga actually came through the Brahma Kumaris. My first boss was a Brahma Kumari. And he gave me a lot of attention, a very nice man. He even introduced me to a lot of Brahma Kumaris. But I never got the hint. I never realized that he was trying to encourage me to meditate, because I was very busy with my worldly activities, my work, my love life and all that stuff. Later, once when I was traveling in a place called Delhi in India, I met a man who was a teacher of yoga, Hatha Yoga. And when I told him I also practice yoga, he said, "Can you show me your asanas?" And when I showed him my asanas, he said, "You're doing it all wrong. Go and find a teacher. You should practice yoga under a teacher, like the gentleman who taught yoga today. Because it is by seeing the teacher right in front of you that you learn." So I came back to my native town, looked for a yoga teacher. And one day one of my friends came by and he said, "Hey, I know a yoga teacher. I heard you're looking for a yoga teacher." And he took me to a gentleman. When we knocked the door and the door was open, I knew that this man had never done yoga in his life. So he asked me, "Can you sit down for half an hour on the floor?" I said, "No, not my legs." He said, "Sit in the chair, sit for half an hour." I said, "What should I do?" He said, imagine that there is a divine light in your heart. And it will take about 20 minutes. If thoughts come, treat them as uninvited guests and make a very light supposition that your heart is filled with divine light. So I thought maybe he's giving me some session on meditation before the yoga. So I sat for half an hour. At the end of it, he asked me, "What do you feel?" I said, "Not bad." He said, "Can you come back tomorrow at the same time?" And nothing else. I said, "Fine." So I went the next day. And after the third day, he said, now you can do it by yourself. I said, what? He said, meditation. I said, but where is the yoga? He said, I have taught you the highest of yogas. I have taught you Raja Yoga. I was, of course, very disappointed because I went to him to learn Hatha Yoga. So I went back home and told my wife, and she was very excited. She said, no, I want to learn meditation. I said, let's wait and see what this is all about. So I started the practice of meditation in a very reluctant way, and I forgot all about it. So when I finished my 3 sessions with this teacher, who is called a prefect in the Sahaj Marg system of meditation, he told me what Sahaj Marg system consists of is an hour of meditation in the morning, half an hour of cleaning in the evening, and a night prayer meditation. And I said, so how much does it come to? He said about 1 hour and 45 minutes. And I said, I don't have 1 hour 45 minutes. Maybe 5 minutes in the morning, maybe 5 minutes in the evening, that's what I have. He said, whatever you have, try your best. So I used to reluctantly practice once in a way, but next week, and he also said every week you need to have a meditation session with me for the first 3 months, and then once in 2 weeks. And then we have these group meditations every Sunday for about an hour. So like I said, I forgot about it, and next week I got a call from him and he said, hey, today is your scheduled meditation day. And I could not refuse him, so I went. So he gave me a sitting for 1 hour, about half an hour. And this continued for about 2 to 3 months. And in about 3 months, I found something strange. I found that I was feeling quite different inside me. I was feeling much more peaceful. I was feeling much more joyful within. I felt a kind of connection with something higher than myself. And other people started making comments. My boss, when they called me and said, something is wrong with you. I said, what? He said, looks like you have lost all your fear. I said, is that good or bad? He said, it's bad. So, it went on like this, and I found that, after some time, I stopped my regular drinking habits. And eventually, even the habit of eating non-vegetarian food, went away. And I was not fully ascribing this to the practice of meditation because I said, I'm not a very regular practitioner. Then one day, the prefect who was teaching me meditation, he said, our Guruji is coming to the nearby town. Would you like to come and see him? And I said, you didn't tell me you had a Guruji. He said, yeah, we have a Guruji and you will like him. He is not someone that, he's like you, he's very well read, he's very educated. You will like him. I very reluctantly agreed and went to Ahmedabad, one of the northern cities in the west of India. And I was looking for a bearded man with robes. And instead I found a 6 feet 1 inches tall, very well educated, speaking multiple languages, a very joyful person. And somebody introduced me to him, and later I had dinner with him. And I felt that there was something very different with this person, because he was completely committed to the people who were with him, and he was saying things which really appealed to me. And staying with him for about a year, for about a week, I learned many things. That this system of Sahaj Marg was started by a person called Ramchandra in the northern part of India, who rediscovered a technique, a yogic technique called transmission, which enables the teacher to bring in transformation or give his condition to the student to enable them to meditate in a very easy way and achieve the highest state in a very short period of time. So, Sahaj Marg system of Raja Yoga was modified to meet the needs of householders, meet the needs of grahasthas, people who live a normal modern life. They didn't have to go to the jungles to reach the highest level of perfection. And that the goal of the system of meditation is basically to achieve a high level of human perfection, which is mergence with God. So having said that, he told us about the next teacher, the next master, whose name was again Ramchandra of Shahjahanpur, Babuji Maharaj, who started the Ramchandra mission, Sri Ramchandra mission, 1945 in Shahjahanpur, Uttar Pradesh, and worked towards giving this tradition of spiritual practice, making it available to people in the world, all over the world. And his disciple, Parthasadhi Rajagopalacharya, who is the current teacher, master, is, taken this system to more than 100 countries in the world. And today, there are hundreds of thousands of people who practice the system of meditation and see the benefit of this practice. There are no austere practices, there are no penances. What it takes is an hour of meditation in the morning, half an hour of cleaning, and I'll tell you what this cleaning is all about. Because we are all familiar with meditation. In Sahaj Marg, what we are taught, like in the Vedas, is that every thought that we do, we make, every action that we do leaves an impression in the mind stuff. And this was very well explained by Lord Vivekananda, Swami Vivekananda. He said, the mind is like a lake, and the top of the lake is always under disturbance. And as we go down, the lake becomes quieter and quieter. The mind is like that. And in meditation, we reach a deeper level of awareness into our own mind. And the bottom of the lake is the immovable soul, which is changeless, which is motionless. So, in cleaning, what we do is we remove the accumulated impressions of the day so that it does not become a pattern, it does not become a tendency and becomes crusted in us. So every evening we sit down for about half an hour, make a thought that all the grossness, all the heaviness within us are going away from behind the back, and in about half an hour's time we feel very light. So we are not carrying forward the effects of the day into the night and into the next day, so that when we meditate in the morning next day, we again feel very light. And in the night, there is a prayer which is a prayer for repeating to ourselves and meditating for a while before we go to sleep, which again helps us to connect us with our own inner self. So these are the three basic practices of Sahaj Marg. And in addition, there is individual sittings from a prefect. And prefects are people who are trained and who are permitted to introduce those who are interested in starting meditation through 3 sessions, typically 3 sessions, after which they work with the Abhyasi on a weekly basis or once in 2 weeks to help them meditate better. And there is also a process called group meditations on Sundays and Wednesdays for about an hour. And through the practice of these practices or these steps, a tremendous amount of transformation happens to the individual who practices. And there are many people sitting here who practice meditation, and if you ask them, the first thing that we experience is a peace of mind. Because the purpose of meditation is to achieve peace. Because without peace, without achieving calmness, it is very difficult to pursue the goal of human life, which is achieving the highest level of perfection. And what are the qualifications for meditation? Very often, people think meditation is a very, difficult thing. You need to have a lot of theoretical knowledge. You don't need to know anything. If you are interested, you can always read books. Books are available, but bookish knowledge, theoretical knowledge is not required to start meditation. All that we need is willingness. And in Sahaj Marg, anybody who is 18 years of age and with a sound mind can start the practice of meditation. And it is free of cost. And we have centers in almost every part of the world. And we have a center in Orlando, and I will introduce you to the prefect here, who can give you or introduce you to the meditation practice by sitting with you for 3 sessions, and then teach you how to take up the practice of meditation. At this point of time, I would like to open this up to anybody who has any questions, so that we can discuss. If you have any questions about the meditation, about the practice, about what is meditation all about, and what is the link between Raja Yoga and Sahaj Marg. If anybody has a question, I'll be happy to try to answer these questions. You have a question? Anybody? Yeah. It's a very good question. The best time to do meditation is early in the morning, at the crack of dawn. That is the prescribed time for meditation. But it may not be practical for everybody. So some people may not be able to do in the morning, so they can do at whatever time is convenient. But to answer your question, the best time is early in the morning for meditation. Because that is a time when the body is relaxed, the mind is relaxed, the environment is conducive to meditation. There is one more very important facet of meditation, of Sahaj Marg meditation. Sahaj Marg meditation is focused on the heart. We imagine or we meditate on a divine light in the heart, because the whole purpose is to open the heart and enable the heart to identify with, to realize, to merge with the divine which is resident in our heart. And very often people have asked this question to the masters: why is it that we have to meditate on the heart? Because there are very few systems in the world which meditate on the heart. So the answer that was given by the masters is that the heart is the seat of the soul. So it is natural that since we are looking for spirituality within, that we have to open the heart, and therefore we practice the meditation of the heart. And the other very important facet of Sahaj Marg meditation is the help of the Guru, of a living master. Now, a living master is someone who is already achieved the highest level of perfection and is willing and has dedicated his life to teach or impart his spiritual capabilities and spiritual wisdom through transmission to the Abhyasis who are practicing under him. So many of us who are here today, we have experienced the transformation due to basically two simultaneous processes. One is our own effort and the help from the teacher, and that is one of the unique features of Sahaj Marg. Any other question? Anybody else? Is there any questions?
In your system of meditation, actually, you were specifying that anyone that's 18 years or older is safe to meditate. And are there physiological reasons that that is necessary, being 18 or older?
Since this is a spiritual pursuit, it needs a certain amount of maturity before you start the practice. So, the masters that it takes someone determination to practice meditation, to be able to take that decision to practice meditation, because it is an individual choice. Yoga is a process of individual choices. So that's the reason why it has been decided that a person has to be at least 18 years old before they start the practice of meditation. Any other question? Anybody from there? Any questions? So, I will continue. If you listen to one of the talks before, in the traditional system of yoga that has been codified by Patanjali, there are the 8 limbs of yoga, which is yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. And dhyana is the 7th limb, which is meditation. Through the practice of meditation, what we have seen practically is that the rest of the steps automatically fall in place. For example, the cleaning process that happens, the internal discipline, the posture, the breathing, all that automatically happens when we meditate with the help of a system like Sahaja. What we have seen is, instead of starting from the bottom, you start from the top and everything else comes to you in a very short period. And you reach the highest levels of meditation in a very short period of time, which has been experienced by most of us here. And that is the uniqueness of Sahaja Marg, specifically because of the power of transmission. Transmission is also called Pranahuti. Pranahuti actually means giving of the life force. So this was a technique that was available in India for many years. They say about 72 generations before Lord King Dasarath or King Janak, and it was lost. And it is Ramchandra of Fatehgarh, the first master of the system, who rediscovered this technique, and now he is using that. His successors are using that for the development of people who are practicing under this method. So with that, giving you at a very high level, going deep into the philosophy and theory of Sahaja Marg, I would like to do the local prefect, Brother Tushar. He lives in Orlando, and he is available to introduce anybody who is willing to start meditation. What it takes is about 3 sessions on 3 consecutive days. You can take an appointment and he will sit with you and explain what meditation is all about. And like I went through my story, it is just 3 sessions of half an hour, and after which you will be able to start your own meditation. And he will guide you through all the processes. And he does have his addresses with him. And if you like to start meditation, at this hall, please pick up a brochure from him. I think we have covered our 20 minutes, and unless there are any more questions, we would like to conclude this session. If anybody would like to stay back and ask any more questions or interact with the audience, please feel free to do so. And we have a booth at the display area. So please visit our booth, look at the material, pick up some brochures so that you can get some more awareness of the system of Sahaja Marg. All right, thank you very much.